If you and your twin brother trying to leave your past behind moves back to Mississippi to establish a Jew club but encounter one of the sins or evils of all time, what do you do? I will break down the mistakes they made and show how to survive the evil horde of vampires and sinners. Directed by Ryan Coogler and the star of the movie are as follows. Michael B. Jordan plays the twins of Smoke and Stack, and Hailee Steinfeld as Mary. The movie starts off with a dialogue explaining music is a great thing, such as magic, but can also bring evil to existence.
The spirits from the past and the future. This gift can bring fame and fortune, but it also can pierce the veil between life and death.
Sammy shows up with a scratch on his face that looks like he's been fighting Wolverine. He walks to the church and his dad wants to explain what happened. We wind to a day earlier. Sammy was out working like everyone else in a peaceful area. Sammy shows up in church and tells his dad he wants to go out. His father warned him that if you dance with the devil may follow you home someday, which is very true.
You keep dancing with the devil. One day he's gonna follow you home.
Sam is about to learn that valuable lesson. Meanwhile, Smoke and Stack are meeting this old redneck about buying a building, which he gives the vibe that they are not welcome.
You twins?
Nah, we cousins.
Smoke and Stack wants to know information on the building, but the guy just wants their money. Smoke does not trust him to the point that if he ever see him again, he is going to light them up like a Christmas tree. And this is very important, and we'll get back to that. The brothers pick up Sam because they want to establish a club for a night to get their business going. However, they need a few people to get things going. First, they had to meet and kill a small troublemaker.
You keep dancing with the devil.
Next, they decide to split up, which makes getting things done easier. Stack goes with Sammy, and while Smoke goes alone. Let's start with Smoke since it's simpler. He goes into town and hires a young lady to watch his car, and he goes to a local shop to get help from an Asian couple, but trouble arises. A couple of people try to steal Smoke stuff in his car, and he made them pay for it.
We back now.
Next, he visits his lady friend and they have a small moment together. She does not fall for his slick talk and warn him that things are not what they used to be.
Glee and magic. Ghosts, demons, just power.
Now, let's switch to Stack and Sonny, and their errands are much more interesting. First, Stack had him play some music on his guitar. What Stack did not know that Sammy could sing, and Stack was so impressed that he thinks that they're gonna get paid by the night. Then they went to the train terminal and meet a guy who was playing harmonica. His name is Snell.
I think I shot myself.
Stack asked them to join in for the juke club, but he declined it because they don't pay much, but he loves to drink. Stack makes them a deal that he couldn't refuse and gave him a bottle of beer from the north. It did not take much to convince Slim, but he's in. Sammy sees a lady at the terminal but tells him that she's dating another person in a friendly way. Sammy's trying to tell her to come to the club tonight and she will think about it.
Careful, boy. You gonna bite off more than you can chew.
Meanwhile, Stack ran into the unexpected visitor. It's Mary, and she is not happy with Stack because she left here waiting for all these years, and plus she was visiting her mom's grave due to her mom passing. All Stack was trying to do is get rid of her because she was being a pest. He even tried to give her money, but she does not want his money and will not be bought. Lastly, Stack, Sammy, and Slim travel to get one more person, and his name is Cornbread. Basically, they asked him to be their doorman and threw some insulting jokes at him to get his attention, and it works like a charm. It's not going much at the moment because you have two brothers gathering people and organized to have a great time at the Jew Club. However, there are a few things that are rather suspicious. For example, the redneck they bought the building earlier. I would be serious suspicious of him the way he was acting. If I was the twins, I would squeeze every answer out of him as to who bought this building before previously and how long he was here. Since he was spitting and did not care, I would actually smack him in the face because that's disgusting, and it definitely shows he doesn't care and he's all about the money. If I have to have a building for a juke club, I would rather find another building because this building is not that good, and plus it might be built on, let's say, a cemetery, for example. The second person I would be suspicious is Mary. I would question what she's really here for. I don't know if she was here to see smoke or stack, or even going to a mild grave. But something is completely off with her. Maybe she's telling the truth, or maybe she's lying. I don't know. If I was Stack, I would keep an eye on her just in case she decided to do something shady. Because she's showing signs she won't be easy to get rid of as of now. While Smoke and Stack and everyone else getting set up for the juke club, the movie shifts to another scene where a guy just jumped out of nowhere, run to a couple house, running away from Indians.
I am your way out.
The guy wants help from a couple and they somehow let him in. The Indians approach the woman and tell her they're looking for someone who is not appearing to be. The lady told them to get lost, looks for her husband, and sees something shocking. She freaks out, she sees her husband get big and then proceeds to wake up. All she did is just stand there and scream.
Don't cry. It's all better now. Yes, I lied to you.
Okay, if you see a complete stranger walking into your home with no transportation or anything, you don't let him in. If I was a couple, I would shoot him on the spot. I don't know where he was running from, but I was not going to let him in that house. To this dumb lady, you should have listened to the Indians' warning. You should have told the Indians that they would have taken care of the matter. Instead, you lied to the Indians, which caused you and your husband to get bitten, and now you have turned to a vampire. If you think you need any help taking that guy out, you can always call the Daywalker, Blade. So the party started. Everyone is having a great time. Sammy playing the guitar and singing.
Somebody take me in your eyes.
Slim playing the piano and is going for some weird trend that music from the past to the present comes to light. The music was so good that the couples, along with this guy, wanted to join the party.
We got us a problem now. What the hell going on? Oh, we heard tale of a party.
Smoke wanted no parts of it and tell him to get lost. They walk away slowly as molasses to an area to play their own music. Mary was talking to Stack about finding out where they come from. Stack gives Mary a gun, which is smart, and proceeds to meet them. They start to talk about her past and she closes sit right beside them, which is her mistake. He wants to save her, but she said she don't even save him.
I can save you from your fate.
You don't need no saving.
Yes, you do.
All of a sudden, this guy starts to slime out of the foam inside his mouth with glowing red eyes. Mary gets up and points her gun at them, but then makes the biggest mistake of her life. She turns her back on them and she got caught. A scene later, Mary goes back to Stack, did a complete 360 degrees of attitude change, which make him nervous.
You want some?
While everyone dances the night away, Mary wants to get it on with Stack in another room. Smoke and Sammy have their own differences and looking for Stack. What they found out was the most disturbing thing ever. Mary chopping down on Stack like he was a Happy Meal. Smoke shoots her, but she gets up and says this.
We gonna kill every last one of you.
And ran away. Meanwhile, Cornbread had to take a leap but wandered off from the party. As a result, he got caught too, turned to a vampire. Mary, you did the right thing getting a gun from Stack, but you made two mistakes. Sitting next to them and turning your back on them when you decided to go back to the party. If I were Mary, I would never turn my back on them nor sit right next to them. I would also have a second person to cover me just in case they try some dumb stuff. Well, like you said, you don't need saving.
You don't need no saving.
Well, you can't be saved anymore. Stack, when you see Mary acting weird when she came to you, you should have followed your first instinct. However, you ignored them and lead to a private room for some fun. And you even saw saliva come inside of her mouth and you still didn't question it. But end up getting eaten like a wild lion eating its prey. If I was Stack, I would have got rid of Mary by putting her out of her misery. Cornbread, out of all the places you could use a restroom, you could have used it close to the party instead of wandering off in the pitch black dark woods. If you want to go to the restroom, at least carry some form of weapon just in case someone is sneaking up on you which they did, and now you are the vampire. I guess he can't be saved either.
We don't need no saving.
Now, the party is over and they know the marriage is a vampire, which means they have to lock Stash in the closet. Cornbread shows up acting weird about being that into the party. The group is suspicious of him and tells Smoke not to trust him. Cornbread wants his money and proceeds to try to bite Smoke, which Smoke was too quick to the draw and got rid of him temporarily. All of a sudden, Stash woke up, beat his head, wanted to be let out. The lady tells Smoke, it's not your brother.
That ain't your brother.
As a result, Stash broke out and we have a major problem. Alright, we officially have a vampire problem. Here are the few things they can do to protect themselves. 1. Breaking a wooden chair or find a wooden piece to create a sharp stake and you can strike them in the heart. Garlic is another helpful weapon that can get rid of them. Or sometimes they can try to eat garlic, they might want to help in the process. Holy water is another thing that will burn temporarily should you need to escape or defend yourself. Fire. Since it's still dark, they can create some type of fire to burn them until the sun comes out. And if all of that doesn't fail, you can always call the Daywalker, Blade. While the group makes weapons, the vampires wish increase in size and straight in numbers, doing some ritual dances and want to finish the job of saving people.
Ghosts, demons.
It was Sammy's music that got their attention and they want Sammy to spare their life. The group said no to the deal and all fight broke out. The group did take some vampire out, but some of the people were sacrificed and killed to make an escape because there was too many people. Smoke had to take out his lady before she wakes up and try to take him out. Smoke also had to fight his brother and that fight was interesting to say the least. As a result of that fight, it was a draw. Sammy was trying to escape, but Remmick shows up, give him a Wolverine scratch, and proceed to drown him. Sammy clubbed him with his guitar, which have an effect on him and all of his followers. All of a sudden, Smoke shows up and finishes Remmick off, and Remmick and his family were burned to the crisp when the sun came out and the movie ended. In the in the street. Not so fast. Smoke has some unfinished business to take care of. You remember the redneck from earlier in the film?
You twins?
Nah, we cousins.
Smoke came back to fight him and his friends and light him up like a Christmas tree. Years later with Sammy as an older man and he gets a couple unexpected guests, which a deal was made between Smoke and Stat where both of them was fighting each other as Sammy played a guitar and the movie ends. I know that the fact the group was severely outnumbered, but they could have did something a little different if they wanted to escape. If I were them, I would have at least 2 weapons to defend myself. I would also set a diversion to have all of them come into the building to blow them up. Smoke had a grenade in the car, and soon I would have it in mind that all of them come to the building and then blow them up at one time, or at least get as many as I can. Trying to kill as much people as possible and sacrifice them to their death. If they want to sacrifice someone to make a clean getaway to their car, I will sacrifice the Asian lady because she was too far gone at this point and wouldn't got all of them killed. Another idea I would try is to board up the walls and block packs so they won't get access inside the building. And try to wait till morning and hope the sun come out and fry the vampires to the crisp. All they have to do is wait and start them out for the night. If none of these ideas work, you could even call the Daywalker Blade and he will take care of that for you.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Smoke, I have to say this, but you screwed up.
You know you up, right?
It all started with you spending your money on that building. You did not do your research. You did not question Redneck about it. If you and your brother did not buy that building, none of it would have happened. You were trying to be a businessman instead of assessing the situation. When Hermit came by and caused problems, you should have got rid of him about finishing off. Instead, lots of your friends had to die in the process, including your loved one and potentially your brother. You did the right thing by saving Sammy and going back to eliminate the rednecks and his friends, but you failed to your demise at the end. That one mistake of you buying that building became the worst day of the night, and as a result, you screwed up.
You know you up, right?
Sinner, One of the best movies this year. Great acting, great plot, storyline was slow but picked up as time went on, and the chemistry of the cast was spectacular. The next time you want to buy a building to have a club that results in fighting vampires, just call Blade. If you want to see more movie reviews, press the like, share, subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next movie review.
We've been gone a long time. We back now.
Some still trying to ice skate uphill.